shift your mind, the rest is gon' follow. When your heart is full, no need to borrow. Love yourself, that's where it starts. Gotta build it strong, protect your heart.
Hello, welcome to the Brik Talks podcast. I'm your host, Brik Chik, and today I have DJ Dana in the building. Can I get a clap? What up, Dana?
I'm just chilling. You know, I'm glad you thought enough to invite me. I'm really appreciative and grateful to have this opportunity to come and kick it with you.
Well, thank you.
And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you for
work.
coming. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So Dana and I have been brothers and sisters and friends for years now. I don't even know how long. I done lost count. But always with some good game. Always. He was with me at the beginning of this when I first decided to go into podcasting, and he's always been there for me, and I appreciate that.
Welcome.
So Dana is a DJ. How long have you been DJing, Dana?
About 40 plus years.
Okay. All right. So you are OG in this game, huh?
Triple OG.
Triple OG?
OG, triple OG. Yeah, you know.
Oh, it's just somewhere in between?
Tomato.
All right. Okay. So Dana has attended MCC.
Mm-hmm.
And were you the student council president there?
Yeah, I was the vice president of student dealing with the money.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's been a minute.
Okay,
yeah.
It has been a minute. Okay, all right. And so what are some of the other things that you've been working on? Because I don't have all your bio information that I asked you to send.
That you asked me for it?
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
I forgot you asked me today to be here, and I'm here. So, yeah, I don't really like to toot my own horn. I've been associated with a variety of things. I've been a community activist. I've just been a good person in the community. You know, right now or over this summer or the last few years, I've been a part of the Rock Summer Soul Festival. We're organizing organizational components and playing music. So now we have the HBCU game coming up. So we'll be doing a college fair, you know, something to give the children something to look forward to. Just all around helper.
Okay, all right. And so you was, I saw you at Clarissa Street. You had your Kango. Did you have your Kango on?
I probably did.
Okay, all right. You was looking sharp as usual.
I DJ at the Clarissa Street Reunion. I help out with that. I'm working on getting more instrumental in the Hanover Reunion.
Okay.
You know, so I want to help them make that bigger.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's always big. It's just I don't think people. You're right. That should be a major a major event here. So I know a lot of my focus is on people that made it through being raised in single single parent households, right? So I know that you had a single mom over was it Fight Village?
Hanover Projects, Fight Village.
Okay.
I was born on Davis Street. We were just talking about that. So
okay.
Pure product of the East Side.
Okay, all right.
As much as I love the whole city because it's really only one side.
Okay, Dana. It's only one side. That's a lie. It is the west and the east. Oh, and then you could have the north and the south too, because I think people claim those parts of towns as well. Okay, all right. So, I know your dad passed away not too long ago, right? So I know that we were commemorating him because he was a veteran, and so thank him for his service and everything.
Thank you.
But you all didn't have as good of a relationship, I guess, as close as a relationship when you were growing up.
No, when I was probably about 5 was the last time I really ended up seeing him, taking me to the store and all that kind of stuff. And then he, I didn't see him for a long time. So yeah, he I do know who he is, or I do know who he was. I just, after 5, I didn't have a lot of interaction with him.
And so, you're and your brother, right? You had an older brother?
Yeah, I have an older brother, DJ Chill Will, in the building. He got to get a shout out.
What's up, dude?
And we have 2 sisters. Those are my father's children. He had 4 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you had a brother, though, an older brother that was more like a father figure to you?
Yeah, that was my older brother, Danny. And so he was born in Florida before my mother moved here. So she had a set of children in Florida, then she moved here, and then she had another set of children. So it was 7 of us, and he was the youngest. He was the oldest male, but the youngest of her first set of children. So
okay. All right. So he was quite a bit older than you.
Yes.
Because you're the youngest of. Are you?
No,
No, you're not the
almost.
youngest.
I have a
You're
younger
kind of in the
brother.
middle.
Yep. I'm the sixth child, and then we have my younger brother Craig, who was the baby.
Okay. Yeah. I always forget about Craig. Sorry, Craig. Okay, and so you and Danny spent some. He was more like the dad. So
yeah, he taught me so much. He was like my hero, and he taught me a lot. Like he inspired me, and a lot of stuff he didn't really inspire me. He just made me do it, you know. So when I was little, we used to have to go help out with ABC, passing out flyers, hike for hope, walk for water, all of these different things that used to happen back a long time ago. And he used to get me involved in participating in what's going on in my community. So he was educating me from real young to get involved with what's going on in my community.
And that's how you started really doing the community activist kind of stuff.
Yes, yeah, that was already instilled in me, you know.
So did any of that, like, I know you spent some time in New York City too when you were younger.
Yeah.
Because you would always come back with all the fashions, you know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Yeah. So how did that shape you? What kind of?
So I was about to get in a whole lot of trouble.
A whole lot or just a little bit?
A whole lot. And so they thought that sending me to Harlem
was going to help.
was going to help.
And that was back in the what?
That was the mid 80s. And so they sent me to they tricked me. They was like, "Oh, your brother called for you. You want to go to New York City with your brother for the summer?" I was like, "Yeah." And so I went, and a lot of people may or may not be aware, but you talk about the hip hop culture and its roots beginning in the 70s, you know, early mid 70s.
Yeah.
But when I got to the city, it was between 82 and 83. So it was still the beginning, in my perspective, of the hip hop culture. So I'm in Harlem, and I was there. I was in the heart of it, you know. So I got to learn a lot. I got to see a lot, and I was by myself for the most part because my brother was always out doing stuff. What people don't know is that when we were in Harlem, he was an artist. So we sold art on the street. We were street vendors.
Okay.
So he taught me how to create this art, and then he was like, "Okay, you made that, so now you want to eat today, you're going to have to go sell it."
What were you making? What kind of art?
What we did
Like
was
paintings
we
or-
would have we would make the New York City skyline and different designs out of mirrors, and we would put them on wood backgrounds, but mainly we put them on sort of like a velvet, but it's velveteen backgrounds. And so we did the New York City skyline on velvet backgrounds made out of mirrors, different color mirrors, and that's how
y'all ate.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think I seen something similar to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah.
And what else did you do?
Well,
As far as, was there any other art form? When did you start? I guess I'm trying to see how you got into the music. Was that down there? Was that in New York?
well, you could sort of say that, but music is always in our households. The majority of black families in America, you know how it is. Like on Saturdays, they
Yes.
listen to the radio.
While you cleaning up the house.
WDKX.
Yeah.
While you cleaning up, and so you're gonna hear that, or when they're having their company over and they're
Right.
having their little
The parties.
social time.
Yes.
You know, they got music playing. So music has always been in our household and in me.
Right.
So as I fast forward and get to Harlem, and then I have to go and hang out by myself, I'm going to places like, well, initially my older brother would take me to places like Small's Paradise, Lenox Lounge, the Baby Grand. These are historic, iconic locations in Harlem.
Yeah.
And as I branched out on my own, then I would go to places by myself like the Rooftop, Broadway International, Celebrity Club, Disco Fever. These are places I used to go by myself. So it was an amazing experience.
So when did you first have I'm saying, like, I know you're a turntablist.
I'm not a turntablist.
You're not?
No, it's
Because I thought you was giving lessons out here.
I do.
You
However,
do? Okay. Oh, okay.
Turntablist, you know, there are levels of DJing, right? So when you say turntablist, that's a person who is like a turntable scientists.
Okay.
So they're going to do all of the tricks. They're like really, not necessarily, but they're more competitive DJs. They're going to be doing all the back spinning and all of the tricks. I don't really do that.
Cutting and scratching?
Like to the extreme.
Okay.
You know, so.
Okay.
And
do you have any examples of a turntablist? I think I remember.
Absolutely. You could, for example, one of my good friends and brothers, DJ Wiz, he's a turntablist. DJ Ease.
Okay.
Because they're all about the art of controlling the medium of vinyl or digital, but mainly vinyl. But
okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So when did you? I want
So-
to hear your story. I want to. Who first brought you into the booth and said, "Hey, let's do this"? Or when did you first feel like you wanted to? Like what?
So the first thing was, I'm living there and I'm hearing all of the music, and then a lot of those celebrities, they live there, so you see them, it's nothing. Like we
Right.
see each other, we see them. So I'm trying to think of the exact person who really put me into DJing.
Or was you
in a
just at the
bar.
party and they said, "Play some music, Dana," and you
No,
or you just
no.
was always the one to play the music?
So I'm not sure if y'all ever heard of Lovebug Starski, but Lovebug Starski, he is a veteran in the culture, and he used to really be in Disco Fever,
Okay.
and very iconic person, legendary, did music. But what it is there were two Starskis. There was Big Starski, which is him, and then there's Little Starski, who is a DJ.
Okay.
So somehow we bumped into each other. I might have been sitting on my stoop. It's a porch, but in the city it's called a stoop. And somehow we met. And he just took a liking to me. And he was like, "Oh, man, you cool. Come hang out with me." So I would hang out with him and walk around the city. Pardon me. He would, just teach me a lot. And but he was a local DJ. And I always wanted to go hang out with him at the club. But he was like, no, you can't. You too young. So one night we was hanging out. And he was like, "I'm going to the club, man. You want to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, come on. Yeah, sure."
Right.
So the club was called 111 on 111th Street in Harlem. And so he was like, "I want you to play some music." I was like, "Okay." So he's like, "This is what we're going to do." And he said, the records are already lined up because you were playing albums. You had the two turntables and you had the mixer. He said, "Watch what I'm doing." So he played one song, use the crossfader fade to the other one, and go into the other song. Then take that one off, put it where it go, and put on the next one. He said, so he did it a couple times. He said, "Watch me," and he said, "All right, go ahead, and I'm gonna watch you." And it was a DJ booth, and it was like small. It was really small and narrow, and so the shelf was up high, and he got up under the shelf and just crossed his legs and took him a nap. He said, "I'm gonna be listening." I was like, so that was my first experience with DJing
Okay.
in a club, and that was amazing.
How'd you do?
I did pretty good. I probably made one mistake. He's like, "I heard that." I'm like, "Okay." I probably took too long for the next song to come on or something. And then when I came back home, something had happened. I got on a train one time. I was getting on a train. I was just going somewhere, and somebody left some albums
On the train.
on the train.
Can you define what an album? Because I know for some of our listeners, they might not be familiar with what an album or a record album is.
An album is a circular vinyl that has music engraved into it.
Okay.
And if you put that on a turntable, you can put a needle on there, and there, yeah.
Okay.
Google it.
33 and 45, remember?
33,
Yeah.
45, and then 7-inch small.
Okay.
So I found some albums. And of course I didn't have no equipment. So when I came back home, now when I was home, I had a small little turntable.
Okay.
They used to be called compono sets. So for all you new guys, compono sets, Google that. That's how far back I go.
Okay.
So I had one.
Okay.
And then I was like, "Oh man, now I can, I got some albums." So I went to a secondhand store and got another compono set. And then I started practicing DJing.
Okay.
But this is before mixers for me.
So you had to mix it yourself.
Yeah, you had to have. It was a serious thing. Like I didn't have a mixer, and people in Rochester at the time, Rochester was like 2 to 3 years behind New York City.
Okay.
Everything came like 2 or 3 years later, so I was way ahead of the curve.
Okay.
But everything I learned, I would share it with my friends. So as far as DJing and practicing DJing, you used to have to turn the knobs because you didn't have a mixer with a crossfader.
Okay.
So you had to really be quick.
So in turning the knobs, what is that? Controlling
the volume.
So you had to fade it out yourself.
You had to turn this one down and turn this one up.
Okay.
So it was like you had to really, really be quick. And so that's how far back I go with the history of DJing and the culture.
Okay. So when did you decide to start? I mean, when did you start really like doing parties, and when did you decide that this was something that you wanted to do as a means to make money? Because I know you DJ'd at a couple clubs here and stuff like that, but I know that was later in the game.
Yeah, way
later.
But
I know you've been doing this a long time.
I never really wanted to. Honestly, I never really wanted to DJ publicly. Honestly, so I used to, because this is a podcast, as Brother Chewbacca said.
Yes, it is.
You know, Eminem. You know, like he says.
Yes.
So I can be even more frank.
Yes, please be relaxed, be comfortable.
I did not want to DJ publicly because they have more than enough DJs. A lot of them I'm real cool with. But I used to have an after hour spot, and I used to have to play the music. Okay. So what I would do is I would go to the city, and I would, by this time CDs are out.
Okay.
I would go to the city, pick out some decent CDs. I used to sell CDs, DVDs. And I would pick out what I thought was some good CDs, and I would just play them at my after hour spot.
Okay.
So I would have to play the music, bartend, be the host, and that was my story. You know, as far as getting into quote unquote playing music publicly, it was still private because it was an after hour. And so I left town. I came back, and I decided that I wanted to get a night at a club, but not to DJ. I wanted to get a night in a club to start bringing older blues acts.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's what I wanted to do. So I had a good relationship with Sonny at S&T's. Shout out. And so I went and talked with him, and the timing just wasn't that great for when I went and talked to him, because that night somebody was getting Thursday nights.
Okay.
The guy doing karaoke. I was like, oh man. He said, but you could pick any other nights you want. I picked Tuesdays. So you know, I'm gonna take Tuesdays. And so I started going and DJing on Tuesdays. Not because I wanted to DJ, but because I wanted to build up the night. Then I wanted to hire DJs to make the night even bigger, and then start generating some money so I could save money and start bringing blues artists. Okay. And that was my plan, but God had another plan for me.
God had another plan for you.
Yeah.
What sparked your interest in blues? Was that just from, you know, being at home and your mom or your family and stuff like that?
Yes, and because I love most music, I won't lie and say I love all music, because I do not. Yeah. So that's just ingrained in me, because that's what I came up off of. Yeah. You know, like that's just the majority of what I heard coming up younger, blues and old school R&B. So I'm familiar with that, and I want to do stuff with grown, mature people. Right. So I want to tap into what they're interested in. I want to bring blues artists, because it wasn't none of that happening at the time, and I believe that our people should be able to come out and have a good time listening to what they love to hear. Yeah, because it's making a comeback too. I'm thinking. Yeah. So and it just seems, you know what blues music kind of reminds me, like if I was comparing, not really comparing, but like some country songs, because it has meaning to it. It's like they talk about real life, you know, that's things, right. And you know, when people are going through, whether it be, you know, something sad, or even if it's a happy occasion, they kind of, well, probably not a happy occasion, but you know, when they're going through it and they're singing the blues, and it just really, it really does, it means something. And I think
that's different than I can't really speak on the music of today because I'm not really up on some of the artists and things like that because the music is just so different that some of it just doesn't interest me at all. But there are some that. But would you make a comparison between what we listened to back in the 80s? Because what we had, the Sugar Hill Gang, like if we talking about hip hop, off of the blues subject. But if we went like to something like hip hop, that's who I remember. The hip, the hip into the hip hop.
What I had to do at the concert the other day?
Did you have to do that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, did you remember all the words?
I
The real
remember
Roxanne, Roxanne. I want to be your man.
Okay, go ahead.
Roxanne.
Bars.
And who else we had? I can't remember the other young ladies. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
MC
too.
Light.
Not MC. Well, we got to give proper
Sweet
MC
Tea.
Light. Yes, but this was even Sequence. Was it Sequence?
Yes,
They was
Vanessa
rapping, right?
Sequence, yeah.
So that.
Shaw Rock.
Who?
Shaw Rock.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the
all
first late female MCs.
Okay, all right, Shaw Rock. I'm not as familiar with her, but so we had a whole different experience, I think, with the hip hop culture than what they have now. So your first hustle was not DJing; it was selling the art.
Yes.
Okay, and then you went into becoming a DJ, and so when you started working up at S&T's, and that's when you started getting gigs. Because you do weddings, you do bar mitzvahs,
Let me just
funerals, repasses.
I'm gonna just jump back to the selling art.
Okay.
That piece of art that I did have to sell,
Yeah.
I sold it to Scorpio from Grandmaster Flash in the Furious 5.
For real?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. On Lenox Ave in 125th.
Is Scorpio still around?
Yes.
Scorpio, could you please
Shout out to Scorpio.
could you please confirm that? Just
Please confirm that.
at BrikChik.
I intend to hit him
YouTube.
up
Just
at some point.
Yeah, please do. And
Yeah.
please come on the show. Let's talk.
That's right.
So if you had one song or artist that carried you through tough times, who would that be? And why?
It would be Soul to Soul, Back to Life.
Back to life.
Let's let them sing it.
Back to reality.
You're doing amazing. Let's quit while you're ahead, man.
Now. Whatever
See there? You
want.
see there? But you see there? You see what that
all
song does?
Yes.
See?
It does. It sparks some.
Yes.
some.
Yeah.
So, and what were you going through?
Just life. Just, it's a really mellow tune. At the same time, it's a little up tempo, and it's a real positive message. Like, it's just dope.
Yeah, it does, and it
really
makes you
inspiring, positive
sing
and
dance.
inspiring. Yeah, it's like never give up for nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so do you have any, any reservations? I shouldn't say reservations. Maybe that's not the right word. But you've been doing this thing for probably about 40 years now, and it's a tough industry, I would think, right? Because like you said, there's so many DJs, and you have to. I guess I would assume that you have to have something that makes you stand apart from other DJs. What do you think that is?
Developing relationships with people, just genuine, regular relations. Like, I'm just a regular dude.
Yeah.
I'm not no better than nobody. I'm not no worse than nobody. And nobody's definitely not any better than me.
That's
So
right.
we're gonna be clear on that.
Do we need to be?
But,
Could you say that again, please? I'm sorry.
There's nobody better than me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Did you hear me the first time?
I don't know. Say
Or the
it one more
second?
time.
There's nobody better than me. There's nobody better.
Nobody.
And I'm no
beats
better
the-
than nobody else, man. I'm just a regular dude, like, regardless. I'm not,
Yeah.
anything you want to do, you could do it. That's just how I was raised. Is anything you want to do, you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And don't allow anybody to try to convince you
Talk
otherwise.
you out of it. Yeah.
But more importantly, one of the main things I learned from my older brother is that never let nothing break your spirit, because that's all we got.
Yeah.
No matter what. Let nothing break your spirit. Yep.
Yeah. That's true. Have you had instances where you felt your spirit was broken? I mean, I know you have. We don't even have long enough on this podcast to probably talk about all the experiences and things that you have gone through in your life, especially with your hustling, because we got stories about that. But I'll let you tell your story, okay? Because it comes sometimes, like I know you lost your mom. We lost our moms in the same year. You know what I'm saying? And the same, I lost my sister. And, you know, we had other friends. Paula lost her mom. And, you know, and Jose lost his mom. So it was like.
Crazy.
Yeah. All and it was like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It was like this month, then the next month, then we might skip a month.
It was this week, and then 2 weeks later. It was all like 2 weeks apart. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's true, because it was September. And then yeah, right. And I think, who did we lose last? Was it my mom? Or was it Jose's mom?
It was your mom.
Okay.
Yes.
So she that was all in 2020. So you know, that was hard. That was a hard time. You know what I'm saying? And we were there for each other.
Yes,
and I really always appreciate you for that.
Likewise. It was there for me.
But it was just like, you know, the stars just lined up, and that's how our moms just went out. Boom, 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 boom. So you know, we always had that closeness. But you know, and I think that was a lot of people don't understand, because a lot of people still had their mothers. And it's just a difference that when your mom passes on and transitions. And so for you during that time, was there ever a time where you felt like your spirit was broken?
No. However, there was a time where I thought I was going a little cuckoo.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly. And the crazy part was all I could hear was my mother saying, it only take this long for a person's mind to snap, because that's how she raised us, and that's how she trains. How long do you think it take for a person's mind to snap? That quick? Let nothing, drive you crazy. And then it was right after her funeral, and I was in our attic, and I was just playing some music that I knew she liked, and I'm getting emotional thinking about it, but that was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough.
I don't think anybody can really imagine, and I think the same with my mom, because, my sister passed, and then 6 weeks later, my mom passed, even though, they were both sick. It just, I wasn't expecting it either. And so, and I think for a lot of me, decided that I had already expected that this was going to happen. And when it did so I think I tried to prepare myself, but there's just no preparing yourself,
You can't.
And now I noticed that a lot of the things that she would tell me, and a lot of the things that, how I find myself saying, my mother used to say, my mother used to say, my mother used to say, or she would warn me about these things. Like, how they tell you these things, like you said, she said, a person, you hear this stuff as a kid growing up, but then it's like, when they're gone, you hear it for real.
Yeah.
You hear it for real, and then you can recognize certain things about it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You met my mother, right?
Don't start, Dana. Don't start about.
How was that experience for you?
I'm trying not to talk about your mama now, because your mama, okay, God rest her soul. So I remember when I first met Illinois, yes, Miss Illinois. We went to the hospital. It was Valentine's Day. So Miss Illinois is in the hospital, right? And so they was like, yo, my mom is in the hospital. I think we had just came from getting Gail's, whatever we was doing. We was shopping, right?
Yeah. I love this story.
He was like, yo, we got to go see my mom. Because we running around. Like I said, we running errands and stuff. So, okay, where's she at? Oh, she in the hospital. I'm like, what? So we get up to the hospital and everything, we go in. And so he's introducing. He was like, so now, of course, the first thing is, right, she going to try to play it off with him. Like, she don't know who I am. She's never met me before, right? So when we come in the room, he's like, Ma, you okay? Blah, 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 because she's in the hospital. And it was probably the first time you had seen her, right?
Yep.
Since she's been in the hospital. Yep. And so he's trying to see about her or whatever. And so, and he was like, oh. So she looking around, right? She's talking about, introduce me to your wife, Nick. Introduce me to your wife. Tell the nurse came in. Tell him you ain't gonna tell him who your wife is. Yeah. I said, lady, don't do that. So I said, oh hey. So he said, Ma, this is Beth. So she was sitting back there. She was looking at me. So they was doing what they was doing, whatever. So I don't know if I ask her something. I think I asked.
Yeah, you was like, how you doing?
How you doing? Are you feeling okay? You need anything?
Yeah.
She looked at me. She was laying back in that bed, and she had like not a bonnet, because she had like her hair. Her head was tied up. Old school, right? And so she gonna look at me kind of like out of one side. She said, I don't really like your type. I said, what? Ma'am? I was like, Dana, get your mom before I drag her. And so but she was something else, you know. I mean, you know, she just was who she was, and I know at the time she was kind of losing her memory and things like that. That was when she was getting ready to start, you know, kind of like declining a bit, and because she lived probably about another
89.
yeah, that was about another year or so after that, and that she had ended up eventually passing away. But that was so funny because I had no idea what she was gonna say.
She's a wild card.
She said, I don't like your type anyway.
And they called me a rascal. This rascal.
And this little rascal here. Yeah, she had some stories she wanted to tell, but she just couldn't recall them right then. But she knew that this one right here wasn't about nothing. Okay?
Everything.
Not a thing. She said, this little rascal. Yeah. And so, you know, we got a good laugh out of that. And, you know, that's a good thing, too, that you can have, you know, these memories and stuff like that. So it is what it is. And, you know, Gail took care of my mom and my sister. Yep. So, you know, like, yeah, all the way through, you know, we always... You know, it's been big things that we have gone through, you know, and I had other friends that, you know, that really helped me out during that time. You know what I'm saying? Lena, she was there when my sister passed away. And I mean, you know, I'm a medical person and I ain't know what to do. I'm like, oh, my God. So I was like, oh, you got to come help me. And she came right over and, you know, helped me get her washed up and stuff like that. So, you know, it's like I think that the biggest thing I try to share with people is that, you know, you never know when a person is going to take that last breath. You think that they're going to be around for a long time, but, and sometimes they are, but, you know, it's not always promised. And, you know, when I walked in the house that day, my sister had been sick for a long time, you know. And when I walked in the house that day, I had breakfast and, you know, I'm ready to go in there and get her washed up and changed. And when I looked back in the room and saw her sitting up in the bed, you could see that the ghost was, you know, it was gone. So, you know, and it was just like, oh, you know, wow. You know what I'm saying? And even the same thing with my mother, you know, because I brought her back to my house and, you know, got up to go to the bathroom one night and went to just check on her, make sure she had a blanket on her and everything. And, you know, she was gone. So, you know, it's not, if you have something that you want to share, you know, I tell people, please share it with them, you know, and even with working in nursing homes and when I see people kind of going to that point, I always tell people, if there's something, you know, that you want to say to your mom or your dad or your loved one, tell them. Yep. Had a conversation, whether, you know, it's good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Had a conversation, get that game, because once they go, they go. And, you know, there's so many things that you're going to probably say in your mind, like, I should have done. You know, so if you feel like it's something that you need to do or say to somebody, just tell them. If there's an apology that needs to be made, apologize. If there's, you know, let bygones be bygones, because we hold so much inside of us that, you know, we need to let go. We need to let go of.
You love them. It's okay.
Yeah, that's it. And we got to love each other. We got to love ourselves first. And that, you know, that's a big thing for me is that I don't feel like anybody who doesn't love themselves is not going to love somebody else. And I think a lot of things have been rooted in us as children too. You know what I'm saying? That
tough.
You're ugly, you're fat, you're this, you're dumb, you're stupid, you know? And so you carry that with you. And then you just start, well, why do I have to be stupid? Or why do I have to be ugly? Or why do I have to be this or that? And, you know, and it becomes what you get locked into, you know, or you get stuck in that mindset, and, you know, and that doesn't help. That doesn't help anybody. So
yeah, thank you for sharing that story.
We got, I know that your mother, that was
we
so
loved
funny.
each other's mothers.
We did.
Those our girls, they was gangsters.
They both was gangsters. Only Illinois used to have the razor blade between her cheek and gum. So she's from.
It's your podcast.
Flip it around.
I'm gonna let you get that. I'm gonna let you get that.
I said, show me how to do that. Show me how to do that, Illinois. Yeah. Okay. And I do you want to tell any of your pimping stories?
No, they might try to arrest me.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we ain't gonna do that. So if any of your hoes is out there, please don't
give up
contact the show. All right.
Don't give up hope, baby.
So. All right. So,
What's wrong with her?
Yeah. How do people get in touch with you if they wanna? Okay. Before I do that, I wanna. You got me all on track. So, do you have a moment that you would like to share when you made a decision that kept you alive or on track, where you had to make a decision about anything that kept you alive?
I'm gonna be honest with you, just in relation to that question. One thing that I will say, and for those who know, they know, my inspiration and what keeps me going a lot are Princess and Queen, Marquaria and Marquasia Murdoch. They keep me going. They keep me on my toes. the twins keep me going. They inspire me. They keep me
Grounded.
balanced. Yeah.
The twins, is he's
do.
talking about the twins.
Yeah. The twins, they keep me going, man. And their mama, of course, because she sure could strike a nerve. She sure could strike a nerve.
But I'm not gonna
Nobody
just
can
let you talk.
do that.
I'm just not gonna let you talk about her when she's not here to defend herself. But I will say, yes. But I will say that she got a lot to deal with you. That's all I got to say. Okay. So, what's the one piece of wisdom or the one brick of wisdom? Because we build them, that you always pass down to new DJs, entrepreneurs, things like that, or people that you just come in contact with, young people out in the streets or whatever.
Yeah, as far as DJs, whenever I come across them and we talk or whatever, I always tell them, like, build your archive, try to, get music from different genres, do research, like what did your parents listen to, take a look at that. Always practice with instrumentals. And one thing that I share with everybody is something I already touched on. Never allow anything to break your spirit, because that's all we got.
Yeah. Do DJs still, do you recommend they buy albums?
No, I don't, because they don't make as many and they're still heavy. And just going digital is just way more convenient because you get to have so much more music, And actually, what's really going on right now in the DJ world is a lot of people are transitioning to 7-inch vinyl, the small records, the 45s, and there's a lot of DJs now are transitioning into 45s. So it's definitely making a comeback.
Okay. You think that is a better sound?
Yes.
On the
if
album
you
or
like
digital?
natural,
Yeah,
if
natural
you like
music.
the natural, you want to hear the skips and the imperfections, Yeah, it's definitely better to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we always, and you hear the record scratch.
Crackling, crackling. You know it's real.
Okay. All right, so we know the music keeps you moving, but let's talk fashion real quick. And this is the lightning round. No overthinking. The first thing that comes to mind, okay?
All right.
Okay, so what's one item you worn that instantly makes you feel like the DJ king of the room?
Kango, Bermuda Kango.
Of course. Well, I thought you might have had a Kango on today. Where
I
is
did.
it?
I started to, but I said I can't give him too much.
But
But you knew.
I did know. I thought that you was going to have it, and your gazelles.
Yeah.
So, and sneakers. I know you got on Nikes today, but is it your Adidas or?
No, I never even cared for Adidas.
Yeah.
Actually, I never really cared for. I had some, and I gave them away. And if it was sneakers, it would probably be my number ones would be Pumas.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
way more comfortable.
Yeah.
They're way more comfortable. However, coming up and, going to the city and all of that, I used to like to get sneakers that I knew people were not going to have.
Right.
So, we would get like Etonic, Saucony, just a lot of, tree torns, but one of my favorites was Lottos. So, when you could take off the patch and switch color of the patch and go with your clothes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got to find a picture of that so we can show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what was your wildest fashion phase back in the day? Something that you would look at now and say, "What was I thinking?"
Nothing.
You ain't wear the MC Hammer pants. Did you ever wear the what's the name shoes with the clear heel? I think I seen you in them before.
Did not.
I think
Definitely
you
did
wore
not. The only thing the worst. I had to be probably about 9, and I had the fake leather with the fake fur. That was about it, and I had the lopsided afro for a school picture. That's it.
Oh, I remember that. Was it the checkerboard one?
No,
the
it was
color
just
block?
the brown. It was I had the sheepskin
with the stitching.
I had the sheepskin. That was a whole nother level. We're not gonna get into that. Super dope.
Yes, yeah, you would. I mean, I knew you was coming from somewhere because you would have on some fly. Your outer gear was definitely there. Your boots, everything. I remember that. I remember that. I don't know what it was, but I remember that. And then I noticed people started kind of like mimicking. Was y'all bringing that here, or was they?
Yeah, I was so when sheepskins came out, of course, I was in the city, so we,
Yeah.
But the sheepskin that I had, I got a full length, and it was a full length with a hood, but it was blocks of different sheep skin.
Oh, okay.
So it was crazy.
You was fly.
It was
I
crazy.
got to give you credit for that. I mean, that's what I remember back in the day. Who would be, who were rocking that? Because you're here in Rochester, we would be a little behind, like New York City with fashion too. Yeah. But I remember that you would wear that, and I also remember we got to give much love and shout out to Monty.
Absolutely,
Monty Q, God rest his soul.
DJ Mighty Quick.
Yep. He was definitely a trailblazer when it came to that, and Eddie Beverly as well.
Yeah, because
that's
how it was.
Yeah,
let's just keep it clear.
Yeah,
that's my guy. Every time I go to the city and come back, I always brought something back for Eddie Beverly and Marcus Brown.
Okay.
Marcus Brown, that's like my little cousin. He's on the east side. Okay. Eddie Beverly was on the west side. So I made sure that somebody on the east side and the west side had something that they were ahead of the culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just how it was.
And I always remember seeing y'all downtown or around the town, and y'all would have y'all listen, and then y'all thought y'all was. I said, "Oh my God, please don't do that."
You hating that early?
Yeah, I definitely was, because y'all really thought y'all was all that. But anyway.
You mean we wasn't?
So do you have, what's one piece in your closet that never goes out of style?
Kango.
You can't say the same thing twice. Did you not listen to the directions? You got another shot. Go ahead. Just say your gazelle, sir.
No.
That's fine. Okay.
Something. You tell me.
I said gazelles. Because you got some.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really thought you was gonna come full
I
DJ Dane to Dane, and you just
I can't do
show them
your
because look at your logo.
Definitely.
That's it right there.
That's it always right gonna make me feel good. Wear my own label, wear my own brand. That always makes me feel good.
You did brand yourself, and I'm very proud of you for that too. I like
Since
that.
You helped me design it, I mean, you might
it was
as well.
your idea. I'm just saying, we did what we had to do.
Yeah.
We work it out.
Gotta give credit where it's still.
Okay, well, thank you.
Because I be. It'll be another 10 years.
Okay, and so that would be what your go-to look is when you go to the DJ
something
booth.
With my logo on it. Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So which artist or trend influenced your style most in New York City?
Everyone was pretty much.
As far as your fashion style, not DJing.
Just everyday people, because.
Just say LL, because it was LL.
Please, Queens was not even.
Don't do that.
On the map.
They wasn't on the map? Okay, no. So tell me then. Who is that?
Hey, I love y'all. Well, the thing is, like, when you think about old school hip hop, you think about sweatsuits and sneakers and Adidas and Kangos. But really what was going on, I was in Harlem, so we were uptown. So we used to wear, that wasn't really what we was wearing. We was wearing like the Bugle Boy pants with the big pockets on the side.
Okay.
With, or we'll be wearing silk and Bally and stuff like that.
Oh.
With slacks and all of that. We was.
Like Dapper Dan?
Yeah, Dapper Dan. 125th Street. Y'all know
Dapper
what it is.
Dan.
Dapper Dan.
And not Don.
Don. He's Dan.
Please. Run DMC. So you had
so all of that was like later. We was just going to hang out, skating, whatever. But most of Harlem wore hustler clothes.
Okay.
We needed pants with big pockets in it, different type of sneakers. You wore tennis shoes, so that's where all the different brands of sneakers come from. Yeah.
So what's your style tip?
Be just comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
No wrinkles and dress comfortable.
Okay.
Clearly you want to be clean, so no wrinkles and dress comfortable.
Okay. All right, yo. So see, that's the style blueprint right there. 40 years and still the flyest in the room.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, Dana. Any closing remarks? Are you doing anything? I know you said you was doing the
HBCU.
HBCU. Anything else, or how can people get in touch with you if they want to ask you?
If you want to get in touch with me, you're gonna have to contact Brik.
I'm not your manager.
Brik Chik, yeah, because she thinks she's my manager.
I do not think I'm his manager.
So, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. You know I got your back 1,000% plus. In case y'all don't know, she called me. It's getting a little quite villagish. So keep doing that. Everybody out there, man, I wish the best for all y'all. Any way I can help y'all, just let me know. You can find me.
Facebook.
They know how to find me.
Okay.
I'm not hard to find.
All right. Well, thank you, Dana. And thank you for joining us. And please come back.
Eminem, the media movement, rock with us.
Yes, media movement all day long.
Word up, Shabaka in the building.
Try new ways, a new point of view. Don't step in fear, try something new.